Yeah, in a place like Brighton where people come and do stag do's and hen do's and stuff, is like people coming and like stealing your money or coming
Stealing your money? How early in your life did you know you wanted to be a musician?
I knew I wanted to do something that wasn't like I was like searching for something my whole childhood. I think I wanted to be a footballer or a skater or do anything that wasn't like the regular thing, because I just thought it was quite daunting and didn't want to do it. So I think at like 16 I made the decision to go out and like busk one time because my mates like dared me to sing on the street because I couldn't afford a hat, and then like I just started doing it then. I based my birthday, I couldn't afford a hat at the shop.
Yeah.
I tried boring my mates. They're like, no, we're 15. We're not giving you any money. We barely have any money ourselves.
Yeah.
And then I was like, and they were like, why don't you just like, because I used to sing and stuff like every now and then, like, and I could hold a tune. And they were like, why don't you go sing on the street? And I was like, all right. So, and I did it and I made my money and then did it and just started doing it every week. So I was
what was everyone throwing the money into if you didn't have a hat?
My current hat.
I
had a hat. I already had a hat.
You wanted a new hat.
I wanted a new one.
Yeah.
So you went, let's get the money into this hat.
You can have multiple of the same thing.
Yeah, but you made it sound like you didn't own a hat.
No, I didn't wasn't like on the street like, oh, I need a hat. Like,
you fancied a hat.
I was already a hat guy. I'm wearing a hat now. I have multiple hats.
Yeah.
That was the start of my story.
But
I couldn't afford a second hat. Okay, I don't know why I have to clarify this so much. There was one hat on my head, and I wanted another one, not for the same.
So then you're walking around with two.
Your whole life, this whole journey you're on, right? Successful musician. The only reason for that is because you wanted a second hat.
I mean, in a way, my journey wouldn't be the same if that hadn't happened.
Right.
But what I will say is that originally, like, I wanted to do music, but like that was like that was like, because of where I came from, I didn't think it was going to happen, and I just, whatever. I used to sing on the bus home from school and stuff, and all my mates knew and heard it, and they were like, "Oh, why don't you go sing on the street?" And I thought, okay, I'll do it because I want to buy this hat. But like, I guess that was the catalyst for me having the confidence to go out and seek that as a...
Right.
Because it was like, oh, I make money, so that must mean I'm good, which must mean that I can carry on doing it.
You made good money the first day.
I made the money to buy the hat, so I went and bought the hat like half an hour later.
Hell.
So back, how old are you?
What now?
Yeah.
26.
So you were 16 when you did this.
Yep.
Which was 10 years. And quick maths. And you...
Incredible.
Yeah. And you... So I read that you put a video online of you singing. Mm-hmm. But people at school took the piss.
It's true.
And you took it down.
Yeah, so this is part of it. So like, that was like when I was like maybe 11 or 12. And then I started posting YouTube videos maybe like 14, 15. So I guess that's another reason why people would know I could sing. So I'd post a little bit like, it was like, when you're a kid and you just do loads of different shit. I used to like do stupid vlogs and like whatever. Like my YouTube channel would be I just like doing that. Yeah. And because I feel... none of my classmates were doing it, because I grew up in like it was a bit more rural where I grew up, so like I feel like when you come from a place like that, you're sort of like 10 years behind socially, like and like does that make any sense? Yeah. So like all my mates were like, all the kids at school were like looking at me and saying like, oh, that's a bit weird, like what are you doing? So I used to take them down, but my close mates would be like sort of
give you the boost.
Do you remember where specifically in Brighton you'd busk?
Yeah.
Did you have a spot?
Yeah, there was a couple of places. There's one on Bond Street, which will probably mean nothing to you, and then one which is like outside of Bank, and then one of them which is convenient. Everyone's always got cash when they're coming out of the bank.
Oh, clever!
And then one on Ship Street, which is like off, which like happened a bit later on, because I sort of did busking and then like took a step back from it and then like did other things and then went back to it, and that's where I did it then.
I don't know if this is an intrusive question.
Please.
How much can a busker earn?
Well, when I was younger, I remember I had like, it's like peaks and troughs. Like you'd have like really good days and then like really shit days, but they'd all even out. But on a really good day, when I was like 16, would be like 300.
How long are you singing for?
Like 3-4 hours, like a long time. It's like quite a long time.
Still 100 quid an hour.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing. But I remember like on times like that, there'd be one or two really generous people. Like I remember this one woman came down, and she lived like above, and she would like open a window every Saturday, and like she used to come down and give me money every week. And then I remember one week she saw me in like, it was like in the rain and like, or not rain, but it was like spitting and like, it was a bit, you know, she came out and gave me like 100 quid, which was like so sick. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I've always wanted to find her, but she doesn't, and I knew where she lived.
Yeah.
But like, she's clearly moved out or something now. But
Right.
I would still know her face if I ever saw her, but yeah.
Fucking hell.
So that was cool. But then when I got older and like, I guess like when I was older and I was maybe like 21, 22, I started busking again to make money. I was working at Vodafone at the time. And like, I started making enough, started making more money. And it would be like maybe 500, 600.
A day?
I'd like, a day. And then we do it like maybe 2 times a week. So I was able to quit my job because of that, which is quite
That's
sick.
mad.
Tell us about some of the bad times though, because it can't all be rosy, right? Like,
Yeah,
have drunk people. Okay, right. What are the risks for a busker? What are the dangers?
Well, the dangers are like, in a place like Brighton where people come and do stag do's and hen do's and stuff, is like people coming and like stealing your money or coming
Stealing your money?
taking
That's
the
crazy.
microphone off you. Yeah, I had a it was a homeless person. They came and stole the money, but like, and I was only 16 at that point, so at that point I was really angry about it. But now I look back and I'm sort of like, well, you know what I mean? I didn't need the money as much as they did. But, you know what I mean? So it's not as big of a deal. But like, as I got older, like I remember like some women on their hen do would like come and like, I remember this one lady like grabbed came behind me and like grabbed my ass like whilst I was singing and like you like that like and it was weird because like people were laughing at it in the audience, but for me I felt that really uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But you know, like it was sort of like, I guess that's sort of like a snapshot of society in it. Like that sort of thought it was funny. Like if the roles were reversed, it would be like a totally different thing. Like, but like I get that's sort of that's more of a societal problem that they think that that's acceptable than what it truly is. And like she was clearly like joking about, but it made me feel very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And then a lot of drunk blokes come and nick your mic off you and like start talking in it
While you're singing?
While you're singing. You just get people like telling you, like shouting in your face, like you have arguments and stuff, but like it's just like I feel like that's just as I say, like it's a snapshot of society in it, like, and like in a way it's kind of funny like that stuff happens. Like you think like, oh come on, like,
yeah, it's just so rude though.
yeah,
isn't it?
is. Yeah, no, it is. And like, but like I guess you, like anything in this life, things happen enough, you just get used to them, don't you? And like I guess I just got used to that, and actually it thickens your skin a bit with it all. And like now I know, like I'd be like less, if someone was to run up on stage now, like I'd be less intimidated than if that hadn't happened to me before. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think we spoke to Gervais on here years ago, and he said that like 1 hour on stage for a comedian is worth like 1,000 in the writing room. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I imagine that translates like that. Those hours you put in busking have helped you endlessly on stage now.
Yeah. Like now, like I'll go to a festival and like, admittedly, maybe less so these days, but like there was points where I'd go to festivals and I'd be the person on the lineup that no one really knows yet. So I'd get there and like a lot of people wouldn't know my name or like know any of my music, but like that's just like people to win over, I guess. And like sort of, and that's because of all these things that have equipped me to like sort of get on and do that.